Boom. Just wrapped up my Patreon call on Zoom. It was actually a great call, very fun call. And we're live. I haven't done this in about a week, so I'm going to give it some time, let some people come in. For those who don't know, on late night stock talks, we basically just shoot the shits. You know what I mean? Just chill. Kane, what's up? I see that you're here. Let me tweet that I'm live right now. Live late night stock talks. I don't know how many people are going to show up because it's a bit late. It's 10:30. But yeah, we are here. Oh wow, 10 people. Let's go. It's lit. What's up? What's up? Rizzy, my kizzy, my guy. What's up? How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. Wednesday, middle of the week. Good week so far. Hope the week's going well for you guys. We are also here. Troy, what's up, bro? Happy you're here. What do you think about Snow's earnings? Well, it's better than freaking Palantir. Let's open up Webull right now. They did pretty amazing. And then I want to go on the RSIs from a technical perspective on what's going on with Snowflake. Okay. So let's go to Snowflake right here. It's up. Oh, it's up 17% after hours at 188, up from 159. As you can see on the RSIs, so when we're looking at something in the 30s on the RSIs, it means it's more oversold, right? That means that it's relatively bullish for the stock, because that means that if it's oversold, you should buy more likely going to go up. If it's at 70, it's overbought, right? So if we're in the 70 range, you don't want to buy the stock. Again, this is purely from a technical analysis, the RSI relative strength index. 30 and 70 are always the barometers here for any stock, any index. If it's above 70, it's overbought and it's likely going to come down. So let's see if we can do some pattern matching here. Yeah, so right here, we were at 28 and we got above 30, right? So when it was below oversold, it was really oversold. So it started to go up. In the 40 to 50 range, you could argue that the stock is fairly valued. So Snowflake is fairly valued. Now, granted, their metrics are a bit overvalued if you're paying 30 times trailing 12 months revenue, so you could say it's overvalued. But nonetheless, they were able to put up the growth numbers that probably justified a decent level of analysis here. Chris laughing to the bank today. That is very true. 36 people. Thank you guys for being here. Max Deuce, what's up? Check out Gabe's channel for more technical analysis, tips, and tricks. Yes, once Gabe makes that channel, I'm going to definitely plug his channel here so you guys can see it. Now, I want to pull up the actual numbers on Snowflake's earnings because I want to look at the very specific. Hold on. I think Chris tweeted them. I'm about to go to Chris. The numbers were pretty good. I'm not going to lie here, okay? The numbers were relatively good. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let's share it right now. Who's teaching you trading, Amit? Mo from Everything. Actually, it's Gabe, to be honest. Gabe is the reason I know any of this. So here we go. Revenue up 83% year over year. Product revenue 83% year over year. Net revenue retention 171. Customers 6,008. 246 customers with revenue. Product gross margin 72%. That's expected. Adjusted operating margin 4%. So that's decent, not bad. 11% free cash flow margin. Full year revenue guidance plus 67%. Chris started DCing into Snow after he sold out of Palantir, and his results are not bad. I gained more respect for Chris's humor after seeing his comment on your tweet. Oh, you mean the tweet where I said wake up? This is what I tweeted today. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, I don't know what you're doing with your life if you're not following me on Twitter, bro. Like, you got to be following me there. But this is what I tweeted today. Good morning. You will die one day. If today's not the day, time to get after it. And then Chris said, shut up with your 24-year-old positivity. The rest of us got to work for a living. PSA from the post 35-year-olds. He's embracing this Darth Vader thing. He's fully embracing this Darth Vader thing. So I should probably call him and see if he's even awake. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call Chris literally just to get his reaction to Snowflake. Like, he doesn't have to join the stream. I just want to see what his reaction is so you guys can hear. I'm about to call him right now. Hold on. Let's see what he. Oh, the more controversial one. Oh, you mean the World Trade Center one? Yeah, he was pretty mean there. All right, let me call him. Let's see if he picks up. It's 10:30 at night. He might be sleeping, to be honest. He might be sleeping. Do you own any other stock besides Palantir? Yeah, I have PPBT. It's a biotech play. I'm getting ready. I have some dry powder. I'm getting ready to diversify my portfolio. He's probably been waiting for your call all day. He might be sleeping, bro. He might be sleeping. I want to get his raw reaction. Let me text him on Twitter.
You've reached Chris Patel. I am unable to answer the phone right now. Please call back later or leave a brief message. Thank you.
Yeah, he's definitely sleeping. He would have answered. He's always on his phone. He's probably happy. I mean, he didn't put the whole farm. He sold like 20K Palantir shares, so he had a lot of money. I don't think he put all of it into. He's probably partying. I don't think he put all of it into Snowflake, but he probably put a decent amount of it into Snowflake. He doesn't sound the same. Yeah, he probably recorded that years ago. How are they making that money? Well, yeah. So here's the good. There's a good comment. They are spending a crap ton on sales and marketing. But granted, if they're growing, and they're doing what they have to do, then they're putting up the numbers that they need to put up. I still believe in Palantir. I still think it's fundamentally, when I mean fundamentally, I mean that literally undervalued versus Snowflake, even if Snowflake's growth is better. And I think their tech is going to catch up. Now, when will that happen? I don't know. When he's thinking snow angels. Will that happen soon? Hopefully. But I don't know. I think we can't expect it for a while. It's gonna take some time. When it does happen, it's gonna be pretty good. We should probably they uploaded a small little interview with Snowflake CEO. We can probably talk about that. Or I would like to at least speak about that. SR23, what's up? When you're as old as Chris, being in bed by 10:30 is a party. That's probably true. But he's usually up a little bit later than that. I didn't think he was sleeping this early. I like Palantir better than Snow long term, and especially these prices. That's the other thing. Like Gabe's making the big point here. Like buying Snowflake at 180, if you really look at their numbers versus Palantir, like yes, Palantir doesn't have everything going for it, and there's a trillion risks I can name. But at $7, you start to look at it, or $8, and you're like, if I'm looking for a 3x, 300%, am I going to get that at 180 times 3? Or am I going to get that at $8 times 3? Like, and then you take into account like all the technology. It's like, I think I could get a 300, a 3-bagger on it. Why does Palantir suck so hard at execution with Teal and Carp? That's the mystery, bro. We don't get it. I mean, Chris's thesis is that it's Carp and he's holding them back because he's not as execution focused. He's more product focused. I actually think that wins long term. If we're actually long the stock and it's product that wins and Carp is right about all the other products being trash, then their tech is going to win out and they're going to have that growth curve eventually. It's just a question of when it happens. All right, Chris texted me. I'm going to call him again. Yo, I'm on my live stream right now. You're on speaker. We want to know your raw reaction to Snowflake earnings.
I mean, they're good numbers. I mean, they guided lower and they beat their targets, right? Their business is growing. They've got a shit ton of customers. I mean, customers are spending more with their product. Their net dollar retention, which is probably the biggest selling point, is really fucking good. I mean, yeah, that's about it. I mean, what more do you need?
We wanted to know if you were making snow angels with the cash you got on Snowflake.
Nah, dude, nah. I wish I was making money on Palantir, to be honest with you. Like, the problem here is clearly management. And, if people want to accept it, they can accept it. And people don't want to accept it, that's a fine too, I think the senior management at Palantir is screwing over not only their shareholders, but their own employees. And, hopefully they realize what they're doing and they make some positive adjustments, whether that means going out and getting a new CEO who can actually sell their product. That's a thing left to be seen. Like I said, I don't know. Like, based on their numbers, they're not performing, and so they don't deserve that. They don't deserve a valuation that matches that. Like, I know a lot of people give Snow shit because it's like, oh, look at the price to sales ratio. Yeah, but look at their growth rate. They deserve that kind of valuation. And then you look at Palantir. Palantir is slowing down, so guess what? You get a lower valuation. It's not rocket science. I think anyone that wants to, wants to be in this business, I'm telling you, anyone I speak to right now, they got nothing good. They have nothing good to say about Palantir and everything great about Snowflake. So, I mean,
so are you buying more Snowflake?
Yeah, I'm just DCing into it, but I may be a little bit opportunistic. I mean, even I know that the valuation may be a little overextended, above the maybe 200s, unless they can maintain this growth rate. But yeah, I think if there's any pullbacks, I think my base case would probably be like 185 and below for this year, and then 195 and just keep going higher. I mean, like I said, they're executing like crazy right now. So that's a company you want to be in for the long haul. And Palantir, unfortunately, their management is poor. So, I really don't want to lose money on Palantir, to be honest with you. Like, and I don't want my money just sitting around, not growing or even going down because management's not making the right moves. I know everyone's like, oh, what do you know about software sales? Bro, I'm in implementation. Like, I've implemented more software than you guys know. And one of the key problems that I see right now is Palantir management sleeping at the wheel. So, yeah, that's about it, man. I don't really know much more to say other than that, and I really was bullish on Palantir for a good year and a half. Like, I gave this company a lot of opportunity because I really loved the message and I really tried to resonate with it. But dude, ultimately the decision came down to what are the bottlenecks that Palantir has in order to grow. And their biggest bottleneck is their senior leadership not taking the correct actions necessary in order to, in order to grow. So, yeah. I mean, how many years can you give a CEO a chances before you say, you know what, maybe you're not the right guy? Everyone's like, oh yeah, but look at Karp, he built up Palantir. Okay, with what? With a shit ton of VC money that was spent over the last 20 years. So, to be honest with you, Palantir has been sort of a dumpster fire in terms of cash, right? All the money that was ever invested in Palantir, it's lower than that. So, what more do you want to say? I mean, the only people that seem to have gotten rich in Palantir is their senior executives. It hasn't been their VCs. It hasn't been their shareholders. So, and maybe some employees probably got rich too, but whatever.
All right. Well, we wanted to know your raw thoughts, so thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, I better go back to sleep, man. I'll talk to you later.
Are you sleeping? Oh man, we appreciate you doing this.
No, I just woke up, went to the shitter, and I'm going back. Well, I'm gonna go back to sleep now. Man. I got work tomorrow. So.
Are you gonna fly tomorrow?
No. I have work. I'm flying out Friday. So.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. See you. Good night. Now, a couple of things I want to respond to what Chris said. You got to remember, Palantir has 10% of their market cap on their balance sheet. Okay, so $20 billion company, they have $2 billion in cash. Okay, so that's one thing Chris forgot to mention. Number two, and I'm saying this after because I don't want to get into a debate with Chris because I knew he was like probably going to sleep soon. So that's that. Number two is they're less than a 2-year-old company publicly, right? So when they went public. And they ran all the way up to 45 in the meme. Like, think about it. They went public at the height of the meme stock mania. And then once things started to normalize at, you could argue, the $21 to $26 range, that's way better than the $45 meme stock era, we had a recession. So in the 2 years that this company has been public, think about it, there's 2 years the company's been public. They went public during the craziest meme stock era in the history of the stock market. And when it cooled down, they entered into a macroeconomic recession, and they're still growing at 41% year over year. Hopefully they end this year at 30. I don't think that's going to happen, but if we can get to like 25, that'd be great. So when he says how much time are you going to give them, I'm going to give them a couple more years. I mean, like they went public in a crazy time and now they're dealing with more crazy, and there's a geopolitical war going on. Like there's so much stuff. I would give them some time, especially because I believe in their technology at the end of the day. The go to market, they got to fix that. I don't know how they're going to fix it. I think they will figure it out. I don't think it's the most complicated thing in the world, but we'll see. We will freaking see what happens. And that's the end of the day. Someone said Patel is a B word. I wouldn't say he's a B word. I think, remember the other thing about investing is that it's very personal. Chris is trying to buy a house soon. So he can't have dead money for the next. I could have dead money for the next like 2-3 years. That's fine. I've already had dead money for the past 2 years. It's okay. Chris can't do that. He has a wife, he has to have wants to get a mortgage soon. Like he has other properties. So like some people can't afford to have dead money. Like it's just not financially smart for them. So then they buy and then they, make the decision they need to make. And that's what it is. So, I think he does his own thing. Smart, what's up, bro? Palantir is doing everything to have institutions not like them. So if they're banking on retail, backing up like Tate, I don't think they're banking on retail. If they were banking on retail, Karp would have a Twitter or something. I really don't think they're banking on retail. They would actually care about retail. They would have reached out to me by now, guys. No one in the Palantir, outside of ex-Palantir employees that I'm not going to say their names publicly, that have reached out to me, literally just to tell me that bro, Palantir employees have reached out to me saying all of them watch my shit. I'm not even joking right now. Like they're like, bro, we watch you. We watch Tom Nash. We fucking love your shit. The problem is the management of Palantir has not reached out to me. And in my opinion, I think that's a massive opportunity there. Like, tell me if I'm wrong here when I say this. You have someone who is literally building his entire brand and channel around your company. You wouldn't once think, if you're running the marketing and communications in that company, hey, we should just reach out and like give this dude an interview, or like literally, invite him to go see our headquarters or anything, bro. Wouldn't you be like, if I have a startup right now called Audia, trying to become the YouTube of audio. The link is in the description. Please sign up for it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. It really helps out and gives me more feedback. If someone started making 3-4 videos a day about my startup and how much they love the concept, and I would literally do anything I can to make that person as happy as possible. At least a hello and a thanks, right? Yeah. So, it's a bit weird that they haven't reached out to. That's why I don't think they're reaching out to retail. Now, Karp even said on the call he's reaching out to institutions, right? They're literally saying, hey, before you buy our stock, try our product. So I do think they're catering to the institutions. It's just not in the Wall Street level, like the Snowflake Datadog type of approach to institutions where all the analytics and the numbers and everything looks amazing. They're not doing that approach, especially not the communications approach. But at least they are saying, hey, institutions, banks, before you buy our stuff, try our stuff out, see what it is. I think Karp is just so long-term on this company. He does not care about the day-to-day. I think that's the thing. You and Tom need to have Karp on your show. I wonder if he watches you guys. I doubt he watches us, but I definitely think Karp has, I think there's just no, like, Karp is a human being. He probably uses YouTube on his phone. Are you telling me this man has refreshed his YouTube feed and I have not popped up there once? No fucking way, bro. No way. Like, or Tom or anybody, or even the other Palantir guys. Like, it's weird, man. You would think they really want to connect with their community. You would really think, hey, like we want to get, like, it is astonishingly, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Please tell me if I'm wrong here that Palantir should not reach out to me or anyone in the retail community. Like, they have literally not reached. They reached out to CodeStrap, but that I don't count that because he's doing like work for them. And then ticker symbol U, but he's doing technical work for them. I'm talking about people that are just talking about their company in a more positive way. They've not even said hi. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And you could say, oh, they're worried about bigger things like Russia, Ukraine. It's like, that's fine, but there's a lot of things that come to building a business. I know I have 1,000 things I deal with every single day as a startup founder. You make time for like, I respond to every comment, at least about my startup, not just on YouTube in general, in the Palantir videos, but like anyone who responds to my TikToks, anything like that, I respond immediately because these are people that actually care about what I'm doing. And one day they might be the greatest ambassadors. So it's very important, I think, to reach out to these people. Joel, thank you for being here. Amit, I got a 2-day $120 interest-free loan for my mom to cover. Bro, Joel, if you needed the cash, bro, you could have hit me up. I got you, bro. Like I could have just lent it to you. And bro, I lent my friend $200. He hasn't paid me back in like 2 months, bro. Like I don't even know if he's probably not watching this, but I haven't even brought it up because there's a thing, right? I have with friends. If my friend asks me for $100, which I've had multiple friends ask me for some time, I will unapologetically give them the $100 immediately. I will not ask for that $100 for like 6 months. Because if you're at the position where you need to ask for $100, and Joel, I know you are in a different position, but I have some friends who aren't doing as well. They don't have $90,000. They don't have a cost basis of Tesla at 430, for example. I know you just literally needed the cash. I have friends who actually need the cash, not just need the cash. They like actually they don't know what they're gonna do if they don't have that $100. I have some of those friends like that, right? And it's not that dramatic, but it's also like they would need the cash. If you're in that position, I'm not gonna be a bitch, especially if we're friends, to ask you for 2 days or to give it back in a week or a month. I'm just like, yo, give it back when I can afford to part with $200, $100. It's whatever. I hope I will get it back eventually. And if I don't get it back, yo, at the end of the day, you're one of my good friends, bro. You're one of my good friends. And that's it. So it's just like, it is what it is, you know? I expect them to pay me back and they'll do it when they do it. But I think that's the good thing with friends. Ayo, Mitt, what's up, bro? What's up, Arshad? Happy you're here. True friends don't want to ask you for anything. Yeah, I think true friends won't. The thing is, I think the inverse is true. Like, true friends will ask you. Like, I have a friend right now that if I needed, let's say $1,000, I know I could text them tonight, and I would get that $1,000 tonight because that's how close we are, and vice versa, right? Now, you don't want to do that. No one wants to ask their best friends for $1,000, right? Like, no one wants to do that. But if you needed to, I have friends like that. And I consider some of my best friends the people who, if they needed it, yeah, I got you, bro. Like 1,000 is stretching it a little bit for me, but I would give it to you. But 100 is nothing. Like I could give you 100, I could give you 50. And if you really need that money, then don't worry about paying it back. That's just how I feel. At the end of the day, friendships matters way more than. And you know how I learned this? All right. Let me tell you a little story. I was at a Costco, and I was doing pretty well my sophomore year of college. I was making some decent money. I had started another startup. It wasn't a technology startup. It was something that had more cash flow. To be, it's probably a better business. It was like an online tutoring company, and I was doing pretty well. You know, for a sophomore in college, I was generating some decent income. And I was at Costco with my boy, and my boy said, "Hey, bro, can you buy me a hot dog?" The hot dog was like $2.50. And I think I felt like I didn't want to buy him the hot dog. And the reason I didn't want to buy him the hot dog is because in my head, I was like, wait a second, you didn't work the way I'm working. So why aren't you buying your own hot dog? Right. It was kind of like I knew my friend, and not to say he was a bum, but he wasn't doing the stuff that I was doing when it came to like actually making money and like, you know, monetizing your skill sets and all this stuff. He was a year older. And in my back of my head, I think I said no to him, but then I ended up buying him the hot dog. But I just remember this sour feeling I had in the back of my throat, which was I felt resentment over $2.50 fucking cents. Do I want to live my life feeling resentment over $2.50? It was with the soda or something, or like a churro. It was a really small amount, right? It's $1.50. You guys are getting so technical. I mean, the point is, I felt really bad for feeling annoyed about $2.50. That from that day forward, I literally remember this like it was yesterday. This was back in 2018. From that day forward, I made sure that if my friend ever needed something, whether it's $2 or $20 or $50, I got you, bro. I got you. Because I'm in a position where if I'm in a position well enough to let go of $50 and it doesn't destroy me, then if it's for my friend, I shouldn't be doing that. So that was my thoughts. Walter, Amit, don't change that about you. I actually watched your whole debate after you guys spoke about it with Tom. Really impressive. I can totally see you when you get your debate mode on YouTube. Yeah, that's the case. Get married, you don't make that decision. You know what's funny, bro? My wallet was on the front table today, and my mom, she was leaving early in the morning, and she had to get her hair done, and she needed $10, and she didn't want to go downstairs in the basement for cash, so she just saw my wallet and she just took $10 from my wallet. And then I came home tonight, and she's like, "Hey, by the way, I stole $10 from you." And I was like, "You don't even have to tell me that. Like, it's $10. Like, who fucking, you know, it's my mom. Like, of course, take the $10." But that's my thing. I don't want to go crazy for a little bit of money. Shout out to Kelly. Kelly's in the chat. Joel's a top G. Joel absolutely is a top G. Where is Gabe dunking on a mid for this? Bro, I kind of don't think Gabe would dunk on me for this. I think Gabe, actually, no, Gabe might dunk on me for this. Gabe might do that. Chris Patel, why are you here, Chris? You said you were going to sleep, buddy. You said you were going to sleep, my guy. Are you in the dark on your phone with the lights ruining your eyesight right now? Are you doing that, Chris? Actually, you know what? I talked to an optometrist. Wow, I butchered that. What is that shit called? An ophthalmologist? What is that shit? Eye doctor. What is that shit called? An No, it starts with an O. Optometrist? Yo, how do you say this word, bro? Am I like I talked to the eye doctor and they said that looking at your phone in the dark with the light on, it doesn't hurt your eyes. Because I really wanted them to prove to me it hurts your eyes. And they're like, no, it doesn't hurt your eyes. Right there. Optometrist, right? How do you say that shit? Optimist? Optimist, bro. I don't know. But they said it doesn't hurt your eyes. So it doesn't hurt your eyes. Now I'm awake. Thanks, Amit. Bro, Chris, I didn't think you slept at 10:30, bro. Fucking, I was like, bro, it's 10:30. How is this guy sleeping right now? Optometrist. Why would I be against Amit lending his friends money? See, I didn't think, Gabe, you would be. I didn't think. Especially because it's friends, right? Like when it's your friends, like if it's a random dude, like it's whatever. Like if Gabe needed $100 tomorrow, I would give it to him. And if I needed $100, I have faith that Gabe would lend me those $100. I don't think he would be a bitch about it. I think that's how you know you have a friend. Like if they can give you that money, you know, and they don't care when they get it back because you're their friend and they trust you. Matt Money in the chat, hottest CEO on the planet. Appreciate you, Matt Money. So I did the Can You Learn to Speak My Guy podcast with Tom today, and I showed him a video of me debating that if you guys want to see, let me know, and I will share my screen and I will show it to you. It was the coolest debate I had in Slovenia, fucking 2016. We were going against Denmark. I will show you guys what happened if you guys want to see that. It was a great debate. Can I borrow third? Okay, I don't have 30,000, but if you need $3, I would lend you up to 1,000. No questions asked. See, that's my thing. That's exactly I feel exactly the same, Gabe. If my friend needed $1,000 is like, I can give 1,000. Now, if it's more than 1,000, and 1,000 hurts, by the way, but I'm like, I can let go with that. I can deal. Even I can let go with up to $5,000, to be honest, and not sweat it. Now, I would want it back, hopefully in the next couple months, but I cannot sweat it. So if it's like 50 or 100, I'm like, all right, you got it. I'm gonna do a series called "What Alex Karp Can Learn from Frank Slootman." So sad. So sad. I'm so happy. I'm not a random dude to admit. I feel so special. Yeah, Joel, you're a fucking mod, bro. You're in the chat. If you're in the chat, you're in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? So Joel, I gotta get your phone number too. I only have you on Twitter DM, but yeah, man. If you actually need the money, if you guys, you know, come enjoy the content and actually participate, like that means the world to me. Of course, I would let you borrow $100 if you needed it. You know, can I borrow your beard? I don't have a beard brush. I need to get my beard done tomorrow. I'm probably gonna get it done. It grows so fucking fast. It's so annoying, bro. That's like the biggest thing hurting my bank account right now is this fucking beard, bro. That's the most annoying thing. Our beard brush. I would give him the tires off my Toyota. Yo, I did a video today. The guy in the video said Tesla will underperform because Toyota is catching up to them. I was like, what the fuck? As soon as he said that shit, I was like, all right, I don't own Tesla, but like, I don't think Toyota's catching up anytime soon. By the way, I'm getting very close to buying $1,000 of Tesla. Just throwing it in there. I'm getting very close to doing it. Just throwing $1,000 in there. I'll lend you money as long as it was in rupees. That's funny, Chris. Just as funny as you selling out a Palantir and now sucking Frank Slootman's, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But Chris, look, Chris has been right. All of us have been wrong so far. Chris has been 100% correct. When Chris sold and DCA'd into Palantir Snowflake 2 weeks ago, he was correct. He was correct. Now, granted, I don't think that means we should have sold, but like logically, it's like when Kevin, when you remember he was vindicated when he sold and the market went lower. It's like Chris was right. Chris was right. I went longboarding tonight, so I helped an old couple put on their spare tire. That's the guy you're working with, Kelly. Kelly has so many simps though, Joel. You have some competition, my guy. You have a lot of people. My shit came out faster when I heard that guy say Toyota is catching up. Next grind got to be the beard oil resale. You as the model. Yo, I thought of that when I was a freshman in college. I was like, what if I could do something around my beard and monetize it? It never ended up working out, but the idea has definitely crossed my mind. If all else fails, guys, the startup fails, YouTube fails, everything fails, maybe beard model. Maybe that's the way to go. Maybe that's actually the way to go. Who knows? What's your Instagram? Instagram is it's Amit Kukraja. Instagram is it's Amit Kukraja. That's why I love Chris. I told y'all. Chris is Chris, man. He did it. Bro, pay my student loans. Okay, so how do you guys feel about Biden letting go of these student loans? Let me pull that up real quick. How do you guys feel? I had exactly, the reason it's crazy for me is because I had exactly $10,000 and $10,250 of student loans. I now have $250 of student loans. So when it's time for me to give up my $250, I will gladly go to the Department of Education and say, here you go. Here's the $250. Never call me again. Now, granted, it might not be the most fair. I get it. I'm not writing the laws. Joe Biden is. And Joe Biden just said that he's getting rid of $10K if you make under $125 a year. I do make less than $125 a year, which means I qualify. So I have no more student loans. It's all going to the stock market. Yeah, pretty much, bro. That extra $10K, whoosh, going right into some stocks. Going right, maybe not Palantir, but it's probably going to be some other stocks. I want to start diversifying a little bit more. I've been punished because I busted my ass to make more than 125. Look, Matt Money, I totally sympathize with you. I have not made more than 125K a year, so I don't got to worry about it. So sucks to be you. Bro, I'm sorry, but like, it is what it is. Jeez, my guy's debt free. No, I still have, how much do I have on my car? I'm about to pull up Credit Karma. I bought my car, by the way, with my own money, $5,000 down payment, 2019 summer, my own money, been making my own car payments. By the way, 2020, I paid 15 grand cash, my senior year to college, not to mention what I was paying for rent in my apartment. I paid from junior year until senior year, basically all of my college stuff. Freshman, sophomore year, my mom and dad helped out. And the loan I have is because they took a loan those 2 years, but the rest they paid cash, which I'm very grateful for. But I collectively, when I did the math, I paid around about $42,000 cash myself, junior and senior year of college, for tuition, books, money, food, and living expenses, because I lived on an apartment. So I paid out of my, like, I worked my, guys, I don't know how many of you remember, I drove 120 miles every single day, 4 days straight, my senior year of college, and a little bit towards junior year, but it was only on Sundays, making money. I made $32,000 from September 2019 till December 2019. Those 4 months, I was working like 30, 40 hours, or about I would say 27 to 30 hours a week. Like, I was making money. Now, a lot of that money went into my college debt. So I really did pay off a lot of my college debt with that. But I was working my ass off, bro. So like, this 10,000 at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, I really worked hard in college. I didn't just like sit back and shit. Otherwise, I would have a lot more debt. But I do understand how it can be unfair. I'm not going to deny that. So I have, look at this, 10,250 of student loans and 7,239 of auto loans. Chris said military took care for that for me. Yeah, that's one of the good reasons to join the military. So after this goes away, I will have 7,000 $500 of loans to my name. I'll have $7,500 in debt. That's it. Damn, mad money, Amit. I can tell you the story of what I was doing there. Could be an epic turnaround stock. Look at Marqeta. Oh, you were talking about Marqeta. All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. What do you think about Andrew Tate getting banned? All right, so we're going to talk about that. But so let me explain. What happened was I was working with an organization on public speaking consulting, and I made a deal with them. The deal I made was that I will come into work 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. But sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it was 4 days a week. Was it 5? No, it was 4 days. It was 4 days. And I did some online stuff for them as well on the other days. But on Mondays, I will operate the business by myself, which means I will be the only one there, which means I will get half of the revenue or half of the profits on Monday. And so that deal ended up leading to an average hourly rate of $75 an hour from September 2019 till December 2019, which is why I was confident enough to buy a car and put a $5,000 down payment on my $24,000 Honda Civic in July of 2019, because I knew I had that deal coming up because I made that deal before the summer. So that actually allowed me to pay for a decent amount of college, and it paid for living expenses, and it allowed me to make the payment on my car every month without me worrying about it. So that's the kind of deal that I had struck. But I was working but that means 4 days a week. Literally my college schedule was 8:20 to 12:20 classes, 12 by 1 o'clock. So I had 40 minutes for lunch, and then 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I had to drive an hour, 60 miles from my college, 60 miles up north in Jersey. And then I had to work there for like 8 hours, and then I had to drive an hour back to college. So there was a lot of work my senior. Like I was fucking hustling, bro. That's why I bought the car, because I knew I had to drive that much. But I was working. Okay, Andrew Tate. We gotta talk about Andrew Tate, right? Okay, what's happening to Andrew Tate is not good, in my opinion. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I think it's very scary when platforms can unilaterally decide to ban somebody. I don't even know the reasoning. Can someone tell me what the reasoning is? Because the reasoning cannot be spam, okay? Because Andrew Tate gives out his content for free, and then anyone can just copy it and then post it, like Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan doesn't give his content for free, but so many people repost Joe Rogan clips, right? Andrew Tate was just smart about it, and he was like, hey, what if everyone just reposts my stuff and do the marketing for me? That's actually the best form of marketing I've seen in a while. Now, the content of what he was saying, I don't personally agree with. I don't think that justifies every platform banning him just because he's saying some crazy stuff in the romance and, alpha space, whatever. And it's a little scary when all those platforms do that together. Like I don't think YouTube did it. Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook did it. Did YouTube ban him as well? I don't think YouTube necessarily banned him, but that's not the best. That's not the best. I didn't like when him getting banned. I don't know if he specifically did something to violate either. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know why that's happening. Saying you should get on Audia. Hey man, if he brings his audience, yeah, get on Audia. Banning people for his views is BS. Man, you can't ban people for their views, man. Like, he would have had to say something so objectively horrible. And it's like, yeah, you could say you don't agree with some of the women stuff, but like, I don't know if that means you ban him, that's not the wise route for me. If the allegations about this, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things there. I think that could help justify a potential silencing, but I don't know if that's necessarily, all of those are just allegations at the end of the day, Andrew Tate is the result. Well, the thing about Andrew Tate is he was red pilling a generation of red men. And that's the other thing that I think, I don't know, some platforms got scared of or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that was going on. Before we get back to Andrew Tate, let me show you guys this article real quick that Gabe brought to my attention in our weekly Patreon call, which was like an hour ago. Less than an hour ago, actually. It's like 40 minutes ago. JP Morgan sees the S&P 500 hitting 4,800 by the end of 2022. Now, JP Morgan also thought the S&P 500 would hit 3,200 when the market was like shit. So they switched up real quick. And the reason they're saying this is because where's the $100 billion thing? There's this the $100 billion catalyst. So technical indicators could play a critical role. The S&P 500 is largely traded below its 200-day moving average. It could lead to inflows on the order of 100 billion if the index can break above the 200-day moving average. So if they break above the 200-day MA, the inflows could be upwards of 100 billion, which could then push it to 4,800. I don't know what the 200-day MA is. I think it's like 440 or something like that. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, then that could be the catalyst that pushes it up. You should bring Joel on right now to discuss the interchange. Bro, Joel, if you're trying to come on, let me know. I will send you the StreamYard link if you're trying to come on. If not, Kelly, if you want to come on and talk about something, I don't know. There's 104 people here. Do you guys want Kelly to come on the stream and finally see her live? If you do, let us know, because I think she might want to come on and talk. Hedge funds are coming in deep. Yeah, that's the other thing. Hedgies might be trying to come in on this bad boy. Let's look at the technicals on the RSI, okay? Let's look at the technicals on the S&P. No thanks. I don't want to Kelly. Yo, Kelly catches everything. Oh my gosh. Kelly, you're talking about what Tom said, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, the reason he said that, I'll tell you the reason he said that. It was actually kind of funny, but people are asking for Kelly, bro. Kelly, you should come. Yo, Kelly, you better not be butthurt about this. He said it. Okay, so the reason he said I don't want to Kelly your stream is because he asked me before the pod, how's the podcast going with Kelly? I was like, oh, the podcast is going great. In the last episode, she was a little nervous that she didn't ask as many questions. So like, that's why she just, she wanted to get better at like having more organic of a discussion. Right. And the reason he said that is actually like Tom tends to talk a lot. So the reason he said I don't want to Kelly the stream is because he was trying to ask me some questions, because if he didn't, I would just be asking him questions for the whole hour. So that's why he said, oh, I don't want to Kelly the stream and just you ask me questions the whole time. That's what he said. That was the point. So yeah, that's it. Joel said he wants to come on. All right, Joel, I'm about to send you the link. We're going to be introduced to Joel, who's he's a big friend of the channel. And he's going to, oh shoot, hold on, cancel. Okay. We're going to talk about stocks. Stocks. Kelly will ruin it with her non-Palantir conversations. Bro, Kelly, why would I talk about Palantir with Kelly? Like, I'm not talking about fucking Palantir with Kelly. I'd rather talk about better stuff. She's not going to ruin it. She'll actually make this exciting. There's only so much Palantir conversation you can have before you're like, all right, I'm a little bored about this now. So. Okay, Joe, I sent you the link. Just let me know when you're on. Let me know when you're on, my guy. Well, actually, I'll see it. You'll just join it, so I'll see it. Yeah, all podcasts are great. Yeah, today's podcast was good. Me and him we talked about Tom's Italy trip. It was really good. It was fun. Maybe Kelly secretly has 5K shares. I think she has like 1,000, not 5K shares. All right.
We're in the house.
What's up, my guy?
What's going on, Amit?
It's good to finally talk to you, bro.
How's the mic quality? Is it ass?
No, it's good. It's good. You're good. You're good.
Let's go. Just home alone, chilling, waiting for this Tesla stock split tomorrow.
Why are you home alone? Where's everybody else?
They're in Florida on vacation. I still have to work.
Okay, so you got the whole house to yourself?
Exactly, yeah. I got the hot tub out back. About to have some ladies over.
Wait, actually?
No.
You're gonna make Kelly jealous. Where's the dog?
The dog is at my grandparents' house because I have to work, so they have to take care of her.
Okay, and you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Love Ohio.
You get a pretty good amount of land for cheap in Ohio, right?
Yeah, we had. I used to live in Circleville. It's like an hour from downtown Columbus, and We had like 2 acres of land, like 3,500 square foot house, all brick, beautiful. But we were so far away from everything, we couldn't really maintain traveling to Columbus every day for athletics and stuff like that. So we decided to move closer.
Okay, so tell me why you're so bullish on Tesla.
Oh my God, bro. There's just catalyst after catalyst after catalyst after
First,
catalyst.
tell everyone how big your position is and your average and all that stuff.
So my position in Tesla, I started buying around the end of 2020. I first did some, day trading BS when I first got in the market. I almost sold out after $5,000 in. I was like, oh, this is so stressful. $5,000 in the market. But then I started watching Solving the Money Problem. Stephen Mark Ryan, greatest YouTuber. I love him so much. But I was able to get in. I made my first Tesla buy pre-split at like $800, basically where we are right now.
Yeah.
Pre 5-to-1 split. And it just started running. It got to
in right before the run. Right.
exactly. But like an idiot, I was still in the day trading mode. I had just started watching Stephen Mark Ryan, and I sold. I sold everything. And then I was like, crap, this is an incredible stock. I need to buy back in. So I literally only have like 1.5 shares right now at that like $150 cost basis, but 90 of my shares are at like the $430 cost basis, which I'm pretty proud of that I was able to snag it right there.
And you have what, 90 shares, something like that?
I have 92.7. My goal after the split is to have almost 300 shares by the end of the year. With my pay, I don't think I can really get there. Maxing out investing in Tesla. But my goal maybe end of Q1 2023 is 300 shares in Tesla.
How much of your portfolio is Tesla?
It depends on the day, but in my Robinhood portfolio, which has Ethereum and like $3,000 in Dogecoin, it's 87%. But then when you factor in Palantir, which is $18,000 cost basis right now, and my $5,000 in Bitcoin, it's probably 80%, maybe 75% of my portfolio, depending on what day it is. But the reason why I'm so heavily invested in Tesla is Stephen Mark Ryan. He keeps making this point. He goes to like the top 25 companies in the world. And in those first top 10, like 50% of those companies are energy and automotive, oil and gas companies. And Tesla's in the crosshairs and at the cutting edge of technology. And
oh, he died on us. His phone was. Oh no, he's there. Okay, good.
Okay, so, and even when you scroll down into those top 25, it still goes automotive, oil and gas. And we're not even talking about artificial intelligence yet. So, like, before we even talk about AI and robo taxis and Optimus Bot, we're at a $10 trillion market cap by 2030. And if Tesla is able to execute on energy to the fullest extent that I think they will be able to, and autonomous bot where they're able to expand the global economy at their will, we're talking $100 trillion market cap easy, because they'll be able to like the growth domestic product for the U.S. is like $87 trillion right now, I believe.
Yes.
But Tesla is a worldwide company. So we can't just talk about, like, oh, since U.S. growth domestic product is this much, Tesla can never get that much. And I was watching Farzad today, and he was talking about how, yes, that is like kind of inconceivable, but it's like priced in that over the life of the company, Tesla will make $100 trillion in revenue for like the extent of the company. So like I forget how he phrased it. Like when you talk about like the PE or the Like if you have a PE of like 37, that's like 37 years of growth, or 37 years that you're going to be making up to that $100 trillion of market cap or something like that.
But it doesn't need to get to 100 trillion for it to be an amazing return.
Oh, absolutely not. Like I really want to be a stay-at-home dad in the future. And like when I'm 30, I want to start having kids. I believe everybody, when they reach their 30s, should start growing their family tree. And, you know,
a very Elon Musk type of ideal.
Exactly. You should contribute to the global population at a certain age, no matter what. But I want to be a stay-at-home dad, and I want to be able to create general wealth, not just for myself, but for my family, for my brothers, for my sister. Just one.
Okay,
brother.
now here's an argument against this. At the end of the day, if 95% of the revenue or their margin or their profits or whatever comes from selling a car, explain to me how, if they're already valued 3 times more than every automotive manufacturer combined, do they keep growing to the point where they're selling 30-40 million cars a year if they're not getting revenue from any other area other than the car at this moment, at least?
Well, I don't even think about the automotive sector when I invest in Tesla.
Okay.
I believe they are truly an AI robotics company, and they have 3 million potential robo-taxis on the road right now. Because I mean, I stay pretty up to date. You know, I watch Dirty Tesla, I watch Holmar's vlog, I watch every single FSD YouTuber out there, and it's just it's so apparent that they're going to solve this problem. And when they solve artificial general intelligence, they can put that into Optimus, and, you know, they can fulfill that funny joke of, you know, Optimus Prime transferring the car technology into human. And
so you're saying they're using the FSD as a almost like guinea pig to solve AGI.
Exactly.
And when they solve AGI, they solve a fuck ton of other shit.
Oh, 100%. It's ridiculous. And then you can even talk about the AI that they're using for auto bidder for the energy sector to create energy arbitrage by creating energy at peak hours or creating energy at non-peak hours and selling it at peak hours and stuff like that. And then and Tesla's whole goal is for the person who buys their product to make money from it too. So you're buying an appreciating asset.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible stuff.
I mean, it's hard to deny the ultimate. Now, does it go to be 100 trillion? I don't know, but it's hard to deny if they solve AGI, there are use cases. Can you talk to me about Tesla insurance and what's the deal with that? Do you think that's a big opportunity for them?
It can be a big opportunity. I mean, I follow this one guy, Keys to the Jungle, on Instagram. He just bought a Tesla. Pretty big Instagrammer. I've been following him for years and seen him grow. And he just recently purchased a Tesla Model 3. And I even asked him, like, yo, is Tesla insurance available for you? He's like, heck yeah, I use it. But the thing is, like, with Teslas, they are the safest cars on the road. By an order of magnitude. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't say Tesla insurance is in that, like, it is like, you know, just free money. Just like, you know, they have like their subscription service with Wi-Fi, advanced Wi-Fi and stuff like that. You know, that's another thing. And then you have Tesla is literally the only company that owns their own like fueling stations. So that's another vertical. And then you have, once they get, you know, 100 million cars on the road, think about service center. Warranties are going to start running out. And people are going to still have to go to Tesla service centers, and that's going to be a huge margin for Tesla.
Okay, so what about competition? Like, if Honda,
there's no competition. Tesla is the
if Honda gives a good electric car for 22,000, why wouldn't I buy that versus a Tesla?
You say Honda's going to come out with a $22,000 electric car?
I mean, if they did, why wouldn't I buy
Where
them?
where are they where are they locking in these contracts? Where are their materials? How are they getting their batteries? Where
It's a
is
good
their
point.
economy of scale to create this $22,000 electric car?
It's a good point. Well, that's what the analysts are telling me, that the competition
No,
is like Toyota. The
there's no
guy that
Tesla is the competition. They're so confused. They're so deluded. Tesla is the competition when it comes to Tesla isn't competing with other electric cars. They are competing for the ICE vehicle purchasers' dollars. We are transitioning the world to sustainable energy and sustainable transportation. We are not. Honda doesn't even make an electric car right now.
Yeah, I know. The reason I brought them up is because the guy today said Toyota's coming, smaller manufacturers, or not smaller manufacturers, but
But
smaller price
Toyota
range.
wants to pursue 20 different forms of propulsion over the next 10 years. They are burning cash. You have to look at Tesla's structure too. Elon even says this. They have the best capital expenditure for any company on the market, and he still says it's too much. They are
Yeah.
a lean machine, and they can pivot towards any change in the market for whatever it requires for them to be successful.
If we do have a recession,
Recession proof.
They're going to be $900 in a recession.
Recession proof. Let me tell you, when we talk about, bro, there are so many rich people in the world right now. There are hundreds of millions of rich people out there that make over six figures. It's absurd. Yes, there are, like I'm going to use Andrew Tate word. There are a lot of brokies out there. Yes, they are not going to be buying a Tesla. But when we talk about making 20 million cars a year, there are so
You're
many.
saying there's enough demand
Yes.
for their
Keeping Up with the Joneses. Watch, they just added it on Hulu. Watch Keeping Up with the Joneses. That's what this is. Your neighbor gets one, you get one.
But logically, could you keep, like, even Apple will come down during a recession. Like, logically, they're not going to be $1 trillion company in a recession.
Buying opportunity.
It's a buying opportunity.
Elon even said this at the annual shareholder meeting. Oh, the stock's down. Buy the stock. He literally told you to buy the stock on the annual, because I watch everything religiously. So, like, and the reason why I'm so confident and the reason why I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and Palantir.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Bitcoin as well. Yeah,
is because I have such a amazing opportunity with Tesla. I can take those, shot in the dark approaches. Like with Palantir, it's so hard to sell enterprise software at that scale. Yes, it's incredible technology, but can it reach that exponential growth curve that Tesla has? Maybe. It's a cool company, watch expand, but that's why I only have 15% of my net worth invested in it, and I have 75% in Tesla.
Do you have any cash? Like, all right, the answer to this is probably no. I was gonna say in your bank account, or is everything just keeps going into the market?
Zero. I'm so.
So how do you buy like groceries and shit? Like,
I don't, bro. I am in such a fortunate position with my parents. It's honestly by the grace of God that they still support me, because I've gone astray so many times.
astray meaning like you fucked up, you went the wrong path, drugs.
Just pursuing drugs too, pursuing pipe dreams that they just necessarily didn't believe in. So like I swam for 15 years, and at the end of that swimming career, things got bad for me. Like I had so many injuries. I started smoking marijuana, escapism type things.
This is when you're 18, 19?
16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay.
It was a long process of just dissociation from reality, I would say. going down a more liberal mindset. I'm extremely conservative right now.
I can tell. So Trump 2024 for you, right?
DeSantis 2024.
But if Trump runs, it would be Trump. Tony. It would be
No, but back to what I was saying. From that swimming career, and then like getting into alcohol and marijuana, my parents just had a lot of distrust in me. And then I tried to go off to college, hung around terrible influence. I dropped out after 6 weeks. It was a completely just hell for me, those 6 weeks of college. And then after that, my parents still supported me. I came home. They're like, yeah, college isn't for everybody. They literally paid for me to go on these trips. I went on this 2-week trip to New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Philadelphia.
What were you doing in the trips?
Just to go to car shows and try to launch my YouTube channel.
Oh, so was that the pipe dream, the YouTube channel?
Yeah, that was the pipe dream, and then that failed. So I came back home from those trips. I started hanging out with my brother again. Every time I started hanging out with my brother, things went south. We were just terrible influences on each other.
Does your family still accept your brother in the family, or is he kind of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He has 2 kids now. He has a fiance.
Okay.
And they'll do anything to support us because we're their children, and they put us into the world, so they need to accept that responsibility no matter how old we are. But just when we got together, me and my brother, it was just it was pure mayhem, because I got a job at Amazon. He started seeing I was making a little money, and then he was doing Uber. So just we moved out. We got this ridiculous apartment. We were paying like $2,200 a month with utilities. Just stupid mistakes. We got these ridiculous cars. I was driving this 2016 Volvo for like 30 grand. He got a $60,000 Volvo. I don't even know why my dad co-signed for this stuff, because we were like, oh, it's a business expense. We're Ubering because we'll get better tips if, you know, the people are in these nicer cars. So we had these ridiculous cars that we both crashed, by the way.
Hold on. While you're living in what looks like a pretty nice house, I'm assuming your parents have done well.
Oh yeah. We bought this house at 2013, right when the market was just in its slight uptrend from the 2008 Great Recession. So they've made over 100% return on this.
Can you tell us, if you want to disclose, what your parents do? How did they make their money?
My dad, he went to Ohio State University for mechanical engineering.
Okay.
He's an extremely smart guy, knows calculus, algebra like the back of his hand. It's ridiculous. Huge problem solver, but very conservative. He only has his 401k, has never bought individual stocks.
How did he make his money? What job did he do?
Engineering. He's been an engineer for 30 years.
Okay.
Just solving problems at companies. He worked for PPG paint company. He worked for DuPont. They make the Tyvek for your homes, and they literally make all the components, like raw components that go into our iPhones. So we always got like an Apple discount, like a 15% Apple discount, because DuPont makes all those raw materials. They refine those raw materials, I would say. But yeah, he's a problem solver, and like I said, by the grace of God, they have so much faith in the Lord that it just allows them to just keep coming back to their children, and
so
keep supporting them.
Even after swimming, and even after getting into the wrong crowd, and even after you fucked up, your parents still accepted you.
Exactly.
And my parents would as well, because they're immigrant parents, and Indian parents, they just don't ever, they don't ever leave their kids. So while they accepted you again, I'm assuming the past couple of years has been you trying to figure it out, trying to find your way.
Absolutely.
Way outside of college. Right. And because of that, you've been able to stay at their house, and you've been able to take all the extra money you're making on the side and put it into stocks.
Well, the thing is, what opened my eyes was when me and my brother were living together, and he invited this girl to come live with us, and he promised all these things. Oh, she's going to get a job. She's going to help with plant. She's going to help the dog. She's going to like help take care. All these things were lies. And then, like, me and him were like kind of sharing a bank account. Completely idiotic. I realized, wait, I have no money. I can't even go to the gas station and fill up my car without asking him. I need to
Yeah.
make a change. So fortunately, that apartment was built like trash. They just put it up so fast. We had like a sewage leak coming out of our main kitchen sink. This is an extremely nice apartment, so bougie.
Yeah.
So we used that as an excuse to break our lease. He got an apartment with his girlfriend, and I moved back home. I started building my credit. I got
This is
credit
what, 3 years
cards.
ago you moved back home?
Uh, just before COVID hit, so end of
Okay.
2019, I moved back home. I could have like made this happen a lot faster if I didn't have this dog that he convinced me that would be a good idea for us. The dog wasn't enough, and then he had to get a girlfriend because he stopped taking care of the dog
Yeah.
after 2 weeks, and then it was my whole responsibility. It was a $5,000 husky that we got on credit. We bought a dog. We got a like 0% interest loan for this ridiculous dog.
Okay, so how are you making? Where did you get the capital to invest in Tesla in 2020? Like, what did you do when
I
we had
was
COVID?
I was working 60 hours a week doing Uber. I did over 15,000 Uber trips.
That's fucking inspiring. To go
Um,
from Uber to get that money to put it into Tesla, you deserve
bro,
that fucking
but
run.
at the end of that, I was so depressed.
Yeah.
So depressed. I was taking so many risky behaviors. I was drinking and driving. I was smoking weed, like nonstop in the car. Like if I got pulled over, bro, I would have been because I would keep like a, half an ounce on me at all times. Like I
Were
was
you selling also, or you were just
no, absolutely not. No. But I was just in this escapism and because I just wanted to be rich so bad, bro. I wanted to like I still wanted to like get away from the parents and be on my own and just pull like a moonshot move, you know? Because our society is so addicted to this instant gratification mentality, and it's just horrible. And that's how I was, you know. I grew up with every luxury as a kid, and I just wanted more. More. When does it stop? And then you get on social media and you see all these fancy cars, and especially like where I swam, there's just so much wealth. Doctors, lawyers, business owners, real estate developers with their kids, and you see them pulling up in these fancy cars, and I'm in this 2006 minivan. Like, shit, my parents suck. But then again, we're going on multiple Florida vacations every year, and my parents are trying their hardest just to never have to say no to their children.
Would you say you were in a situation where your parents are relatively well off and someone on the outside looking in would call you a theoretically spoiled brat, and you were trying to get out of that situation?
I would call myself a spoiled brat as a teenager. 100%. Not like to where I was like I didn't have an allowance or anything. You know, we just your like classic um upper middle class, you know. Me and my brother shared a car. My sister had her own car. They paid for my sister's college. They paid for a whole year of college for my brother, and then he stayed too long at Capital University, so they had to pay like another 18 grand for that out of pocket. So they set them. My dad, he's like a genius with like just saving money, you know, playing the conservative route. But they definitely set themselves up to handle these issues that they knew that they would have with young adult children.
Right.
And I'm still a child, bro. I still like thank God I'm 3 months sober now. My eyes finally opened about how much money I was wasting. And like I was like, this is an empty investment. Where's the return? Where's the ROI on me going to the bar drinking alcohol? Where's the ROI on me smoking marijuana every single day, spending, bro, me and my brother spent $30,000 the year that we lived together on drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
No
So
return on that investment.
and sometimes that has to happen in
Yeah.
order
Yep.
to really, because like if you were going down a path where it was swimming and then sometimes you get into the wrong shit. Sometimes you got to lose a fuck ton of money to realize, wait a second, I'm going to waste my life doing this. And the key thing is if you're self-aware enough to make the decision to get out of it. And I think that's what you've done ultimately at the end of the day.
That's the key, is self-awareness and willing to realize the mistakes that you've made in the past. Bro, that was the second time that me and my brother tried to move out. The first time we moved out was hell. Right after we dropped out of college, I got hooked up with this woman that I knew from the automotive scene, Vika Schuhart. Oh my God, crazy alcoholic. So me and my brother were just so disappointed in our situation at home. We wanted to get out. We wanted to live life. And my brother, he tried to pursue a career in music. He was a producer. I still love the music he's made today. It's on all of my YouTube videos. If you watch any of my YouTube videos, every single song that I put in my videos, all made by my brother. He actually has a couple songs on iTunes with a rapper. Joey Badass.
Yes, Joey, Before the Money's my favorite, one of my top 5 albums.
Yeah. Joey Badass. He got connected with one of his crew, Aaron Rose, used to be A La Soul, and he did a project with him. Got paid like $1,000 for it. But I thought my brother was going to go through the roof with this stuff, so I supported him till we were basically dead broke trying to pursue this music career. So I met this woman through the car scene, just doing photography. I did a photo shoot for like her 25th birthday. And then I introduced her to my brother. She fell in love with my brother basically. And then
was she a baddie?
No.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
I mean, she tried to be. But she drove like a really nice sports car and all that. She had daddy's money and stuff like that. Rich, like she was like a Taiwanese, Russian, I don't even know, but her dad was like a Russian millionaire. Apparently, that's what she said. I believe that she was a pathological liar and she lied about everything. But we ended up going to her place. Me and my brother was like 19, I'm 17. She's giving us alcohol. We're smoking weed at her place, constantly boozing us up. And then she's like, "Hey, if you go to hate your parents so much, you can come live with me."
Yeah, that's a red flag.
So we ended up moving in with her.
And your parents still accepted you when you came back?
Yes. No, literally, bro. So I was in the crypto. This was 2017. So I was 18. My brother was 19, 20 almost. I first got into crypto in 2017. I had my job at FedEx. I was like, bro, we need to start investing. We need to get into crypto. We're gonna be rich. Bro, I turned $1,000 into $8,000 in like 2 months. And I was like, yo, I am the king of the world. I have $8,000 from nothing.
You turned 1,000 into 8,000?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But then it all went to zero, and I ended up having to cash everything out to pay this woman rent. And then my brother was like, "Bro, you need to go home," because I messed up. I took some LSD and I blacked out and was doing some such stuff. And he was like, "You need to go home, Joel." So I literally walked like 10 miles home. And literally when I'm turning into my neighborhood, my mom is pulling into the neighborhood. And she just starts bawling her eyes out because she hasn't seen me in 6 or 7 months. Because me and my brother just left. We got an Uber. We didn't even tell anybody we were going anywhere. We just left and moved in with this crazy woman. But just wild stuff that I look back on right now. And I'm actually thankful for that. I've had those experiences at a young age. And it's truly helped guide me to the position I'm in today and having a over 6-figure portfolio that I believe will get to tens of millions of dollars within the next 10, 15 years.
What would you say to people that say you are 23, putting all your money into the market, you should move out and not be living with your mom and dad and use some of that money to like be responsible by yourself?
I already tried that.
Good answer.
I tried that twice. I mean, obviously not in the position I am today, but I wouldn't like. I don't have an education. My parents love me. They support me. My mom buys my toothpaste and deodorant, and she literally made me 5 loaves of bread, 5 loaves of sourdough bread before she went on a vacation. That's how much my mom loves me.
That's love, man. That is love.
And bro, she only has one hand. She's in there kneading the dough. Literally only has one hand. Her other arm has cerebral palsy.
And that makes you feel super grateful for your mom.
Oh, bro, the gratitude that I've been able to develop over the past 3 years is, bro.
Okay, so look, here's a comment. Joshua says, I failed on my own twice and my parents support me. Nothing to respect here. I disagree with this. Why would you disagree with this comment? Because when someone says, okay, you failed and your parents go back to you, to me, that's a question of A, you have phenomenal parents, and B, did the person learn from their failures?
Exactly.
To me, it sounds like when you have a fucking 6-figure portfolio, you learned, right?
Oh, and I don't spend my money on anything. It all goes to investing. And it's not like I didn't buy Lucid Motors and Rivian at the top and lose everything. I've made smart plays, and I'm convicted. I'm not trading. I literally have a routine where I get my coffee in the morning and I learn about Tesla. I've been doing this for 700 days.
Yeah, I believe you.
Great. It's commitment. You can't learn about Rivian and Lucid for 700 days because they're garbage companies. And with Tesla, they're coming out with new technology every single day. And there's constantly stuff that you need to learn and stay ahead of the curve to have the conviction that I have in this company. When you dive into Lucid or Rivian, there's none of that. There's none of that perspective that you need to gain to build your conviction. It's all speculation because they're not doing anything. Tesla has cars on the road that are fully autonomous. Tesla has energy megapacks deployed. They have solar on roofs. They have insurance. They are in all these things. They just need to grow.
Yeah, I agree. Look, so Gabe says he wants to join the TAD. He'll be on in like 5 minutes. So Gabe, I'm gonna send you the link in a second. I want to ask you just like a couple more personal questions, and we'll let Gabe come up. Right. First of all, thank you for being very vulnerable tonight and sharing your story. I don't know if you're watching the chat. Some people in the chat obviously can get super. I think they lack a lot of empathy sometimes.
It's maturity, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, some people could obviously look at your situation and be like, oh, this 23-year-old leeching off his parents, whatever. I see it differently. I see someone who got into the wrong situation. And if you can't have empathy for someone who got into the wrong situation, I don't know. I think you're too much on the libertarian side of that. You got to understand people, like external circumstances sometimes determine people's shit. And they may not fail once. They may not learn from that first failure. They might fail a lot more times for them to finally be able to learn off that. And
my brother still hasn't learned.
Right. And to finally be able to say, all right, fuck it, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to be able to do what I need to do and, build wealth. And like when you say learn about Tesla 700 days, that doesn't mean you're watching Netflix for 700 days.
No.
That means you're fucking learning about this shit.
I canceled my Netflix subscription when I saw I'm not going to get into it. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, so I admire that. Now, some people can say whatever they want. One of the other things
I can't see the comments right now because I'm just on my phone. Pull some comments up.
Well, I mean, there are some people that are just saying like stupid shit, in my opinion, where it's just like, oh, this kid's leeching off his mom and dad. And to me, I'm just like, I'm 24 and I still live with my parents because why the fuck would I pay rent at 24? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I pay my own phone bill. I pay for my own gas.
Pay my own insurance.
My parents eat a plant-based diet. I just eat what's in the house. If I don't want that, I'll go buy food. They didn't give me. Yes, I asked my mom for money today because my bank account went negative because I invested all of my money into these companies that I think will make me rich in the future. And I just, oh, I have a phone bill. Shit. And then I'm like, I'll pay this back to you in 2 days when I get paid. I don't want to overdraft fee or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, and and I think at some level being financially responsible is having some of your own cash on the side, making sure you can pay some of your bills. But I think their overall story of like fucking up. I think here's the thing. I think some people haven't fucked up badly. Like they haven't been in the point where like they're seeing a dead end and they have no other option but to come back to their parents, and they're hopeful enough to the universe that their parents actually love them. And the fact that you had that situation, that's beautiful to me. That's very lucky. But then it's a question of, do you take advantage of that situation in the right way?
That's
being a jerk off in your mom's basement and watching Netflix all day and doing nothing, that to me is not taking advantage.
I would be kicked out of the house if I wasn't in the situation that I am today. Yes,
I agree. And look, I think at some level, I also, if anyone says you have to move out at 23, 24, I just fundamentally disagree with that. There's no reason to pay that much rent.
What, because you want pussy? Like, no.
Right. Because you want an extra bedroom. So like no. Now, granted, if some people are saying, hey, you should have more financial responsibility and, you know, make enough money to pay your bills, that I get. But moving out just to say you're done with your parents, that to me makes no sense. Especially because
I love my parents.
Yes, me too. And I fucking help my parents, bro. Like, I'm sure you do as well.
I have such a tremendous respect for my mom and dad right now than I ever have been. We have a phenomenal relationship. We talk on this level. I just went and saw my grandparents and we talked for 2 hours just about life that I've never done before. I have so much gratitude because look at this. My dad, he grew up on a farm that went bankrupt. Literally probably dirt on the floors, bro. And his dad was not the best human to him either. But my dad is such a strong man that he shows so much love to his father now, calls him every day, just forgot all the past bullshit. Let's live in the now, you know? Let's recultivate these relationships. Yeah, there's past bullshit, but that's in the past. Let's be men, you know. This is family. Obviously, there can be different situations where family, yes, can fuck you up to an extent that, yeah, there's probably some type of no. But my grandfather, he's so insightful now. He has MS. He's as sharp as a tack. Has so many stories, and you know. And at the end of the day, like I was saying, it's by the grace of God that my parents are in this situation just to
yes, and I think the other thing people don't get is to go from being stuck with drugs and alcohol to then doing a full, forget 360, this is a bigger number, to go into investing in equities and understanding about stocks. Like, that's a big change, regardless of your 23. You know, people don't start investing until like they're like 40. And that's why Americans are fucking poor, because they don't even know what the stock market is. Like, to go from the shit you were in to something else, to me, I think that's a win, you know? And I think it gets better over time at the end of the
day. Yeah, and I used to be so depressed, even when I was like first investing, but now that I've really rekindled my relationship with my whole family now, I'm working out with my brother-in-law. I never even thought I would even have a full conversation with him because he got my sister pregnant. I was like, oh, this dude's a sleaze bag. And but now I have so much respect for him, my brother-in-law, because he's taking care of my sister and their 2 children. And now we work out together. We text all the time. I've gotten him into investing. He now owns multiple Tesla shares. He has other stocks in his portfolio, and he's learning from me as well. And I'm like, I'm not just like on my own. I'm actually like, I still have that YouTuber mentality of sharing what I've done and trying to teach other people that financial freedom is possible if you're consistent. Like,
I think the YouTube channel, that it's not that big of a pipe dream, bro. I think you got to start it again. I think there's a lot of possibilities.
Bro, I tried making another video the other day. Like, I'll do this. This is great because I love doing live streams and stuff like that. But the whole editing and making a thumbnail and trying to get views and clicks, it's just not for me anymore.
It's hard. It is hard. It is hard.
That's why I have so much respect for you, is because you're out here putting yourself out here. You're so natural, and because I know what it takes. I know what it takes to put 500 videos on the internet, and like I have videos with over 100,000 views, bro. Like I've seen, bro. My YouTube channel brought me so much joy.
It's just hard work to maintain it. It is difficult. It's a difficult.
I was able to drive a $3 million Bugatti Veyron and talk with Ferrari collector David Lee, who sells watches to DJ Khaled. He has my phone number, this man. If you look up Ferrari collector David Lee, literally, we had.
All right, let's add Gabe to the chat. Gabe's gonna be talking to us as well, so let's have him here. Gabe. Okay, what's up, Gabe?
Yo. Hey, Joel. What's up, man?
Hi, Gabe.
So I asked. I'm not trying to take your spotlight. Actually, the antithesis is true, man. I like you so much. I wanted to join to talk to you a little bit because, I like what you're about. And I don't think anything you're doing displays weakness in your character, like some of the fucking asshole.
Can you speak a little bit to his situation and how you interpreted Gabe as a 42-year-old
Sure.
man and how you think about
The 42-year-old man.
No, and I said that not because of your age. I said that because I actually want to get your perspective.
Yeah.
People in the chat were like, he's 23. He should be. I want to know what you think as an older adult.
I mean, I had a different experience than a lot of people. I would say it's fair to say most people, because less than 1% of the people in America join the military. But I'm an only child, and I grew up in a great family, which means I had a great mother and father, but I did not have money. I was on food stamps and Section 8, and I knew I needed to get out of Miami. I needed to do something with myself, because I didn't want to just work to live. Or live to work, or however the saying goes. I needed to get out of the rat race. I needed to join something bigger than myself. I was very patriotic, so I joined the military. But I had loving parents, but I didn't have the type of parents that allowed me to do things on my own and just try, like Joel did. Joel's trying this and he's trying that and he's failing, and he has that. I'm gonna say, I don't mean this in a bad way, Joel, but he has that comfort to that safety net to know that he's never going to go to zero, to put it into a stock analogy, right? He'll always have a support area where he can go recoup and then bounce off, right? And I'm happy for him. And anyone saying anything else is either jealous or stupid, right? And I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid, and I'm not jealous of Joel. So I'm happy for him.
It was so hard to come back to my parents too. Every single time.
No, dude, you're doing nothing wrong. And as long as you have the fucking brains and the courage to keep on pushing forward, leaning forward, and going up that hill, right? You just got to suck it up and drive on. Yeah. And that's what it sounds to me you're doing. It sounds to me like you're sucking it up and you're driving on, and you're doing whatever you got to do, because you envision better for yourself.
I envision better for my whole family, bro. That's
right.
I can't spend $2 million on my own.
Right. And I'm only going to say this because, as everyone knows, I have Asperger's, and it's bothering me that you said this, but I did correct you in the chat. Oh, okay. You said two things. You said I can't remember what you said exactly, but you meant generational wealth for you and your family, but you didn't say that. Yeah, you said something else. Uh-oh. And then you said Tesla to 100 trillion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Please don't. Is that what you meant? You meant 100 trillion?
I meant 92.5 trillion.
Trillion.
Yes, trillion.
1 trillion means 999 billion, 999 million, 999,000, $999 plus one. That's 1 trillion.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right.
Watch Farzad's video. Watch Warren Redlick. It's
all right.
A possibility. within
Okay,
the,
okay.
Can you tell them about the options and stuff you were talking about, Gabe?
I'm gonna get there, fucker. I'm gonna get there. First, let me say something to you, Amit, because I just got to bury this real quick. It'll be quick. You were there on the call. Do you remember when Kelly was completely adamant? You and her were like completely adamant. Men and women can be friends, and I was like, "You're fucking smoking crack. Men and women cannot be friends. An attractive woman cannot be friends with a man because that man will always want to fuck her." Do you not recall her being completely against that? Because that is facts. But anyway, you're not
Gabe, I was just watching The Wolf of Wall Street, and he's sitting down with the Duchess of Bay Ridge for their first dinner. And
I say, we're not going to be friends. I remember that scene. yeah, for sure. All right. So why I came on the chat, right? Because no homo, because I like you. I want to like help you.
Gabe.
I'm going to say it. Fuck you, man. I don't care.
No homo.
I said it. It's part of my generation. I say it. Don't fucking correct me. All right. So you have a certain amount of shares, and you said your goal is to get a certain amount of shares before the end of the year. Did you not?
Yeah.
How many shares exactly do you need before the end, or do you want before the end of the year?
I said within the realm of possibility, I can get 300 shares by the end of Q1 2024.
Okay. What's your 2022 goal?
Like, because with the split, like 280, 295, something like that.
295 shares?
Yeah.
Okay. So I recently had an idea, and I think it'll be good for the community to show them the power of options. I think it'll be good for Amit because it'll further strengthen his current. I'm getting there. He's learning slowly. Him and fucking Tom Nash are like completely against it when I first started talking to him, but they're coming around.
It's just there's a lot to learn, and I need.
Yeah. You were against it at first. You were against it at first. You're coming around. So. What I want to do for you, right? First, I want you to have a realistic goal, not based on cash that you infuse to your position, but based on this strategy that hopefully you'll allow me to help you do, and then we can keep track of it, and we can talk about it here on a midstream every month or whatever. There's only 4 months left in the year. Anyway, here it goes. Hear me out. Okay, so I am an expert at technical analysis, and I think covered calls are a great.
On first dates, by the way, because that's
we're having a serious conversation.
Like just saying it sounded pretentious. I'm not even trying to be. I am an expert on technical analysis. Like
it's a fact. I mean, I do turn women off on first dates all the time, so I probably do say shit like that. Yeah, I'm a fucking no shit, straightforward, transparent person in everything. But anyway, so I think we should we should try to make a goal. Like, let's say, and I'm not saying this is the goal, but I'm just saying, for example, let's say the goal is in the rest of 22, our goal is 10 shares at a stock split price added solely by getting free money on covered calls and adding that and taking that premium and buying Tesla shares with it. So you're increasing your Tesla cost basis by adding shares for free. And when I say for free, I mean because you're selling covered calls. Now, the reason I threw in there and pretentious according to Amit that I was an expert is because my goal is to write covered calls at a strike price where you will not be exercised. Hey, look at my brokerage. You will not be exercised, right? So that covered call you write will expire worthless to the other guy. And therefore you'll keep all your shares. And then right when you write because the way it works is right when you write the covered calls, you get the cash in your brokerage account instantly. So right when you write the covered calls, we're going to buy 1 share or 2 share, depending on the amount of premium we get, right? And then we're going to do that every month and add shares to your account. And as they expire worthless, our goal is to hit X. And by the end of the year, we could say, hey, look, everyone, because we wrote covered calls, I was able to add X amount of shares to my position. What do you think?
upside risk?
Okay, so great question. So there is no downside risk. There is what's called upside risk. The upside risk to doing this, right, is what it is for any time that you write what's called a covered call. That means, so let's just say.
Can you explain what a covered call is?
Yes, I will. Let's just say Tesla is $900 even right now.
Yeah.
And you write a covered call that expires in 1 month at a $1,000 strike price. Someone will pay you premium, basically money, in order for the right but not the obligation to buy the shares from you for $1,000. So in other words, they bought a call at a $1,000 strike price. Hold on. The risk for you as a covered call writer is the chance that your shares of Tesla that you don't really want to sell do get called away, and you have to sell them for $1,000. So here's the upside risk. The upside risk is if Tesla's $900 and you write a $1,000 covered call, and let's say in that month Tesla goes to $1,100, you have to sell your shares for $1,000. But let's just say when you wrote the covered call, you were paid $50 a share. So even though Tesla is at $1,100, and even though the strike price you wrote was $1,000, you got paid $50 up front. So your actual selling price of the Tesla shares was $1,050. But I want you to know that my goal is to write you covered calls in a way that the likelihood of them being exercised and your shares being called away is low. And I will do that because I will use technical analysis to help you. Did that answer your question?
Somewhat.
Joel, it's okay to say no because options is hard, and Gabe, I don't think he's going to understand it in 2 days.
I'm in a position that I greatly respect, and I don't want any downside to that, because I mean,
there's no downside risk. I need to make that clear. When you sell a covered call, Joel, there is no downside risk. Yeah. You are, for that month, if we write a call that expires in 1 month, you are limiting your possible upside. But what will most likely happen is that the call that you wrote will expire completely worthless to the other person. And the money that they paid you because it was a gamble for them will be yours, like, for free. I don't want to say free money, but for you to understand, once it expires worthless for them, that money is yours and will never go away ever.
Okay, what I was going to ask is, so I have 92.7 shares right now. I can't do covered calls, but tomorrow when I have 270 shares, I can.
Exactly. So let's just say, and I'm not saying it is, but let's just say you have 270 shares right now. And let's just say, just for shits and giggles, our goal is to get you to 300 shares in 2022.
Yeah.
So then we would write covered calls on 200 shares. We can't write them on 300 because you don't have 300. Mm-hmm. So we would be able to write 2 contracts of covered calls because you own more than 200 shares. Every contract controls 100 shares. Yeah. So because you have 200 and something, you can write 2 contracts.
Now, granted, it's going to take a while to understand options. Even I don't fully understand it yet. So Joel, I know it's going to take
options
a while.
Just freak me out because I know.
That's what Gabe's channel is going to be for. It's to demystify options. That's going to be Gabe's brand on YouTube. So,
I mean,
can we talk a little bit more about this 100 trillion, Gabe? Why do you think it's not possible?
Yeah, please.
I mean, anything's possible, but what's the time frame? Did you say like 100 trillion in the next 10 years?
10, 15 years, maybe 20 years.
And what is Tesla's market cap right now? I don't even think it's at 1 trillion, correct?
It's like 900 billion.
Okay, so it's not even 1 trillion. So in 10 years, you basically want to 100x Tesla's market cap in 10 years?
Yeah, 10,000% gain.
No, well, if they're at, let's just round it up to 1 trillion.
Okay.
If you want them to be 100 trillion, that's a 100x.
Yes. It's completely possible because by 2030, Tesla even said they were going to 100x their battery consumption.
Well, so 100xing battery consumption does not linearly equate to 100xing market cap.
Joel's like, maybe to you it doesn't.
I understand that, but that's just batteries. We're not even talking about artificial intelligence and Tesla bot in that scenario.
Okay, I mean, I don't have a dog in this fight. Fuck it. I just don't. I mean, from a pragmatic perspective, I would say no.
Because we're talking about expanding the global economy just with one company.
I mean, I hear you, Joel. You just
It's a big number.
in order for people to, I don't want to say believe, but to get on board to your thesis, right? You have to have some type of rationale, some type of logic. And I'm a numbers guy. I mean, yeah. I am. I'm a numbers person. I've always been good at numbers.
So if you had to rate me out of 10, what would be the number?
A 2. You're a 2.
Why? A 2?
Because you're a simp. And you lose many fucking cool points for your simpish ways. Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Because of how I know the market works, because I know how business works, because I know how money works. Melatonin. 100xing market cap in 10 years is more than unheard of. Some people might say delusional, which they have said in the chat. I would say unrealistic because I'm not a person that likes to disrespect people.
But you're still going to make a lot of money even if it doesn't go to 100.
Everybody said that Tesla producing 500,000 cars by 2020 was unrealistic and delusional.
Touche. So so let me get this straight. Your argument is they said that was delusional, so therefore this can't be delusional.
We're talking about something that hasn't even been done before, so we can't even put
that statement, further amplifies the delusional status of it. You do realize that, right?
When you, from what I've garnered from investing, you do have to have some of these delusions. To get Amazon in the early 2000s, you had to be delusional. To get Microsoft in 1990, you had to be delusional.
No, sir. To get Amazon in the early 2000s and then not sell and then keep Amazon after you bought it in the early 2000s after they fucking plummeted over 93%, that is highly unlikely. And I see where you're going with this, so you might want to say after the crash to get Amazon. But
yeah, I
digress.
2000 after the crash. Yeah.
Listen, man, I didn't come on here to rain on your parade. If you have such a great thesis, bullish thesis on them for whatever reasons that are things I can't comprehend or don't know are in the works, then fuck it, good for you. I didn't come in here to your parade. I came on here to illuminate that Amit is a simp. Just kidding, I love Amit. And to let you know that I want to help you if you let me get more shares for free.
Okay, let's switch the topic. Jay Tesla. First of all, how do you say your name? Joel or Joel?
It's Joel. It's just Joel. Yeah.
Sorry, Joel then. Joel.
You gotta call him Joel.
Got it.
Joel, yes or no? Are you an Andrew Tate fan?
To an extent, yeah. Yeah, he's an interesting character. Yeah.
Gabe, are you an Andrew Tate fan?
I like how he talks.
Okay, so I mean, he did say that word perspicacity, which is a great word, which I've never used before. I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate. I respect Andrew Tate immensely, and to further my point of how much I respect him, I agree with what I would put in the realm of 95% of the things he said. And to be perfectly clear, so that you don't fucking spin it and make me look like a fucking misogynistic womanizer, I don't believe that men should have more than one woman. I'm a one-woman man. I'm a one-woman man.
Same.
And I don't believe that a man should have more than one woman. I don't believe that. But I believe, I do agree with about 95% of things he said. As a matter of fact, I have thought of what he's been saying for years. So it is nice to see masculinity finally coming back into
more on masculinity
the world
in America. So
yeah, the fact is, Amit, and you make proof is in the pudding. Proof is in you. Women have been forced to become more masculine, and the reason that is, before I get fucking torched in the comments, which I'm not even gonna read, or by you, the reason for that is because they had to, because women have been forced culturally to be the mother and the father of children, because men are such douchebags a lot of the time that they don't help raise the child, right? So in this culture phenomenon that just exponentially grew, women became more masculine and stopped looking at men as leaders, because they didn't have any. They had to become them themselves. So their needs changed. And when their needs changed, the rhetoric changed. And men, this is a generational problem, men fell into that and started becoming more pussified. So men have becoming more feminine and women have becoming more masculine. And then we have now the fucking complete and other bullshit of feminism, which, I mean, don't even get me started on that bullshit, because feminism is fake. There is no such thing as men and women equality and equity, because you can't have it. If you have it, you lose the way that the world works. You lose the balance of things.
Okay, so Joel, do you agree with a lot of what Gabe's is saying? You share his beliefs in a conservative.
I was homeschooled, and my mother taught us everything. She created the curriculums.
Wait, how long you were homeschooled? And you didn't go to high school? You were like actually homeschooled?
Exactly, for 18 years.
Why did your parents not send you? Is because they wanted to keep you kind of.
Basically, they saw what was happening in today's culture in the school system forming. And my sister, she's going to homeschool her children as well, because of what's being taught by the teachers' unions today. So
you agree with what Gabe is saying? So you're on the same.
I want to say that yes, my mother was there for me 90% of my life, and my dad was working all the time, going on trips. I was raised by my mother, but I don't believe, considering that we hold strong Christian values, she always wanted to make sure that her boys grew up to be strong masculine men, and that her daughter grew up to be a beautiful woman that was a homemaker and would be able to teach her children what she taught us. I don't necessarily believe, I mean, what Gabe is talking about is there are different roles for men and women, but at the end of the day, it does come to an equilibrium where there is equality, but they don't necessarily share the same roles. Like,
don't misinterpret equality and equity, because there is a big difference, and I'll explain if we have time. But sorry to interrupt. But that happens all the time. People hear those phrases, equality and equity. It's like, oh, you don't want equality and equity for women and men? It's like, let me explain, dumb fuck.
But
then when I do, yeah.
Hear what I was telling Amit, I want to be a stay-at-home dad. I don't care.
Yeah,
if
do you respect that, Gabe, that he wants to be a stay-at-home dad?
No.
I-
Oh, all right. Here we go. We got the controversy. Why, Gabe, lay out your case. Why not?
Even if Tesla reaches a $10 trillion market cap, I'm a multimillionaire.
You want my case? Because I can tell you why.
We'll get your rebuttal, Joel. Go ahead, Gabe.
So if you are a stay-at-home dad to take care of the child, and then the woman is the breadwinner, then I am vehemently against that because
is inconsequential.
Say again.
The reason why I can be a stay-at-home dad is because I've already provided for my family through the risk that I've taken with my equity.
Right. So I'm gonna So I think I see where you're coming. So I'm going to. But when you say stay-at-home dad, it is automatically perceived that you are a stay-at-home dad, and the woman goes out and is the breadwinner. Right. That's not what you are saying. So I don't want it to be misconstrued, because that's how Amit is pushing it. But I understand where you're coming from. You are saying, if I am a multimillionaire, I don't need to work. So if I'm not working, I can pursue YouTube or things. I can work from home. I can do things I love because I don't need to work and do the grind for money. But you need to clarify, Joel, that your wife or significant other will also not be leaving the house to be the breadwinner.
She can't.
Say again?
She can have a job and make money, but that doesn't mean she's the breadwinner.
Right. And like, this is getting like very gray, and I hate gray. It gives me anxiety. But here's hold on.
Understand finances. She doesn't even understand how to even buy a share of Tesla. But she's for law. But
here's what I'm saying, Joel. Listen. Here's what I'm saying. The man has to be the leader of the household. He must.
My kids by staying at home.
Listen, I don't want to go in.
Way to put it, that he would be the guy of the household by taking care of his.
I want to make sure that my kids have my values.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gabe. That's a great point.
I mean, will you?
I would.
Okay, Roger. Okay.
Just to make sure that what's being taught in schools, that you can go there and go into the bathroom and put on a porcupine outfit and identify as a unicorn.
Okay, here, I just want to make it clear, Amit, so you don't spin it. Here's what I am against, and how you do it is your dynamic, like your family dynamic. I am against a woman being the leader of the family dynamic, and the way I define that is she is the provider. She is the provider. Now, if the tables change and Joel doesn't need to work anymore because he's already a millionaire and he's already has these other streams of income because of the fortune he made, which allows him to stay home, raise the kid the way he wants, that's fine, as long as the wife is by his side and also giving the child the influence and special family dynamic that it needs to grow. Because it's been proven that a child cannot reach their potential, or has a far less likely chance of reaching their potential if they don't have a two-family unit. I was poor, but I had a mother and a father, and I am extremely happy and lucky to be the man I am today because of my parents, whom I adored. If you are going to change it up by being a stay-at-home dad, as you said, you just need to clarify. It's like I am the provider. Let's just get it straight. I am the provider. I just allow my wife time to find herself in whatever
Gabe, why can't
hold on a minute. She can, if she is going to work to bring home money at a job she doesn't like, I would not allow that. If she is going to do things that she derives self-fulfillment from, and makes her feel as a better person, like she's actually accomplishing something, then that's different. But make no mistakes about it, I do not believe that a man should play second fiddle in a family dynamic. A man should be the leader, period. I don't care what any fucking buddy says about it. And it is what it is. In Joel's case, he made a shit ton of money, and doesn't
Nelson
need to
said
work.
being a dad is harder than anything else you'll ever do.
Touche.
I
Good.
Nelson.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Again.
Here's the last question. Here's what I want to end it on tonight. Okay, Joel. Here's the question. You have a wife.
Yes.
Let's say you have a girlfriend. She says, let's name her Kelly. Okay. Kelly comes up to you and she's like, "Hey, Joel, I feel like going out with my girls tonight because it's Friday and I want to just chill with my girls and I want to have a good time." Is she allowed to go chill with her girls at a bar, at a club, have fun, all that stuff? Can she have a girls' night out?
If they're drinking water.
No, they're gonna drink fucking alcohol.
Hey, can you?
Hold on. Joel, is she allowed to go out and have a good night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Why can't she hang out with her girls?
I agree with you, Joel.
Gabe doesn't
Gabe,
agree.
do you agree that she should be allowed to go out and have a good time at the bar?
You know what I'm gonna say, Amit. Hold on. I want to tell this fucking douchebag Ransom Bailey, who bet somebody $20, which he didn't because he didn't bet anyone. I'm not single, and you can go suck a dick.
I can attest that Gabe gets a lot of women. Just
Okay. I'm not single, and say again.
My body count is in like the 40s. It's kind of gross.
I'm not gonna talk about my body count.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go there.
So Gabe, why are you against having your girl go out with her friends?
Sure, I will rehash this, and don't fucking interrupt me. Don't interrupt me, Amit. Don't interrupt me.
All right, just to give some context, me and Gabe argued about this in our Patreon call like an hour ago, and it's so funny we're doing this again. But
2 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
This will be the last thing, then we'll go to bed. Go ahead.
For 2 hours.
Okay.
One?
All right. I will try to be as succinct as possible, although I doubt I will do a good job of it. When you are I'm going to preface with that when I date at my age, because I'm 42 years old, I date to marry. Okay? I date to marry. I don't date to just have fun or see how it's going to go or whatever. As such, I have very particular ethics, morals, and views on how a relationship could go in order for a true partnership. Because although I said the man is the leader, and I want to make this fucking very clear, although I said the man is the leader, I do not say that the woman is subordinate. I believe they are a team and a partnership. But in every team, there is a leader. In every team, there is, if it's a sports team, it's the person that the players look up to and look for advice. In times of war, it's the person that calls the fucking shots and tells who to go where, and that's how it is. And when you trust your leader, you do it because they know that they have your best they have your best intentions in mind. They only want the best for you, but they got to accomplish the mission. In the rule of life and the mission of life, a man is the leader. So now, off of that, I'll go why I don't think a woman should have girls' night out.
What if it's a Christian book club?
I don't give a, well, that's different. And actually, good question. And I will explain that. No, great. Here, I'll make this very simple and then I'll go into details.
Or rugby. In my case, my sister, she has her, Bible study, and her husband, he goes to rugby practice.
That's fine. All right. You stop interrupting me because this is going to be very clear for you in a minute. When you are in a committed relationship, both the man and the woman should not do single person shit.
I agree with
What is single person shit? For a man, I'll start with the man first. For a man, it's getting with the boys and going to a club or a bar where single ladies go to meet men. For a man, it's getting with the boys and going on a trip to Thailand or fucking Colombia where the sex workers are super hot and men go there to fucking have sex with these hot prostitutes because it's legal. Okay? Those are things that a married, committed man doesn't do. A married or committed woman.
If you treat a woman like a criminal, she's going to commit a crime.
Chris,
So you're not.
Chris is married, by the way.
Yeah, Chris is married. Listen, I'll get to that. And I love how people always like try to spin it and say shit. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're in a committed relationship of love, neither the man or the woman wants to do single person shit with their friends. As a matter of fact, the longer you're in a committed relationship, you'll see that the time you spend with your single friends dwindle to nil. Because you have nothing in common with them. They are always trying to get you to do things that make you uncomfortable. I'm not insecure, Chris. You can call me whatever you like. I'm not insecure.
So what's the logic for not letting your girl go out?
It's
then?
single person stuff. You're correct. You go out to the club to meet other people. I would never go out to the club to meet a woman. That's
exactly. And Amit, words have meaning. It has nothing to do with letting or not letting. I cannot order a woman around. Yeah. What I am trying to convey is that before we become a boyfriend and girlfriend or a husband and wife, these things are already known. My ethics, my morals, the way I view life, and how a man and a woman should act when they're in a relationship is clear. And it is not an ultimatum. If the woman doesn't have the same values or sees it the same way I do, then I understand, but we can't be together. So it's not like, okay, now you're my wife, I'm controlling you. No, motherfucker, that's never going to happen, because everything was clear from the very beginning. We are on the same page.
Exactly.
So you guys are trying to fucking make me sound like I am a bully or I tell a woman what to do, and that's not it at all.
Say something. In this society, we have all these liberals out here that want to, spin the words. But no, we're not allowed to have, as you would call it, values anymore. We're not allowed to be strong conservative men that have values. Oh, it's an insecurity. No, it's a value. I completely agree with what you're saying.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I got to make it clear, because you're making assumptions like, all right, Gabe, you're married and you're not gonna let your wife go. Like, bitch, listen to what I'm saying. She's not gonna want to go, because we hashed this all out at the fucking beginning.
Same values. You share the
yes.
same.
Yes.
You're with a woman that respects you, you respect her, and you're gonna do things together. Or she's gonna go to a Christian book club and you're gonna go to rugby practice with the boys.
Yeah, listen, that is not single, like book club or Christian Sunday school. That is not single person shit.
Exactly.
All right. Rugby practice, basketball practice, football practice, I don't give a fuck what practice, is not single person shit. Single person shit is going to a bar, going to a club of any kind, and is defined by a place where single people go to intermingle with other people to try to get laid. Again, Amit, you're the king of spin. You love to spin the shit on me. You love it. You love it.
Would you say if you go to the club or the bar with your woman, you're a swinger and you're going to get laid with your woman to swing?
I mean, I'm not a swinger, so I don't really know what swingers do, but it makes no sense of me to go to a place where single people go. Yeah. That makes no sense to me.
Chris says, I agree if she's hanging out with a dude, but if she's hanging out with her girls, whatever.
Listen, Chris, if your wife all of a sudden, first of all, you're married, all right? So if your wife all of a sudden wants to go to a nightclub with her girlfriends for a girls' night out, you are aware that single men go to these things, and your wife is not going to go looking ratchet. She's going to go dressed up, right? And the men have no idea that Chris is her husband. So they're going to see this pretty woman and they're going to shoot their shot. Now, Chris, are you okay with women constantly flirting with your wife? The answer is no matter what you're going to put in the comments. Another thing you didn't say, Amit, which I'm surprised you didn't say, is that I'm also vehemently against my woman posting pictures on Instagram for male validation. Like, she does, like, all that's going to do is get lots and lots of guys to heart and get in her DMs. And eventually, you and her are going to fight. And then she's going to reply back to one guy when she's having a shitty time. And that guy has his foot in the door, right? So if you and your wife have a connection and these morals and ethics that define what is right and what is wrong, these guys will never get the chance to put their foot in the door, and you will have an actual chance of repairing your
Chris
relationship.
said guys have some trust in your women.
Listen, Chris, whatever. Listen, judge it however you want.
My mom just started posting her whole food plant-based diet on Instagram, and she still gets these thirsty ass dudes in her comments. My mother is still getting thirsty dudes in her comments on Instagram.
That's how we're fucking wired, Joel. Men are wired to fucking go and try to put their penis in everything that has a hole. Okay? You go on fucking TikTok. I am still to this day on TikTok. Not interested. Every time that there's a girl just fucking fishing for validation. In the comments, you got all these guys. I want to marry you. Oh, here's roses. Here's gifts. Blah, blah. It's like, God damn it, these simps make me sick. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She just wants validation. You think you're going to ever fucking have a time of day with this girl? I mean, it's so fucking stupid. It's just so stupid. Listen, to not talk in circles. Anything that is single person shit is not okay by me. Period.
Okay.
Valid point.
There it is. We got to end it there. It's been a long stream, longest stream I've ever done. This was great. First of all, Joel, thank you for coming on, being vulnerable, telling us your story. Really appreciate it. Happy you got this outlet to do it. And if you ever want to start YouTube again, I think Gabe is starting. You should start as well. I mean, we're forming a nice little community here.
I like live streams. I can't do the whole.
Okay, that's totally fair.
Hold on a minute. Joel, what do you say? You want to try to write some covered calls?
That's
because I will literally help you. We can do this together. I will show you exactly what to do.
I can't do it.
Okay, Chris forced me to put this last comment. The day I can't make my wife's eyes roll into the back of her head myself is the day I start behaving like you.
I'm not behaving.
Okay, face.
Chris, I'm not behaving any kind of way. All right, I have a real grasp on. All right, I'm gonna say one more thing, Amit. This is what I said in the call. It's one more thing. Listen, we are all products of our environment and experiences, right? And our culture, all of us. Okay. Chris, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say we need to trust our women, but I am a product of my environment and experiences. And what do I mean by that? And I'm not proud of what I am about to say, but I am 42 years old and I've had an interesting life. I've lived in a lot of different countries. I've even lived in a third world country. Okay, so when you're an American in a third world country, you are kind of a big deal, as fucking pompous as that may sound, okay? Yeah, sure, Steven. Go suck a dick. All right.
No, but it's funny. You know what he's referencing, right? The Steve Jobs presentations, where it's like one more thing.
Yeah. One more thing, because I'm saying this to prove a point, and I'm not trying to flex or look more important than what I am or anything. I'm just trying to convey.
Joke, bro. It's a joke. He's joking.
I don't fucking understand jokes. You know this about me. Jokes go over my head. Okay, so. Again, this isn't a flex. This is an eye opener for me. I have been the guy fucking the married woman, fucking the girl who has a boyfriend, who says, "Shh, my boyfriend's calling. Shh, my husband is calling." And this is a girl that you look at her, you think she's a fucking angel. She's great, and she's doing this scandalous fucking shit with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So once you see the world from that side, you can call it trust issues if you want. I'm fucking realistic, and I am going to do everything I can to find the woman that won't do that to me. Okay. And that's it.
There it is. Chris wanted to ask who Jody is.
One question. Am I
Jody? Yeah. You got to ask what Jody is? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he said Amit asked.
So Jody is a military term. When we go off to war or training, Jody is the guy that's fucking our girlfriend or our wives. His name is Jody.
Joel, go ahead.
Am I a bad guy for continuing to go out with a girl, this Chinese woman, that didn't want to be seen with me because I'm a white guy, and she didn't want her other Chinese friends seeing her with a white guy. But I could. What do you think about that?
That's up to you, bro. That's subjective. At the end of the day, if
Yeah.
you still want to be with her, then you do you.
But she's so embarrassed about the color of my skin, she doesn't want to be seen in public with me.
Well, you got to make a decision of if you are comfortable with her. I think Gabe would call that a simp move of still continuing to be with her.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, she's having sex with me, so am I a simp?
I mean, a simp has sex, bro. Listen.
Okay, I feel like we should leave this for another stream because this is gonna go on longer. We should leave this for another stream. So we'll talk about it. First of all,
I don't want Go ahead.
70 people here. Thank you for being here. Joel, thank you for coming on, sharing your story. Gabe, thank you for coming on, adding more value to the stream, whether it's talking about the romance stuff or the option stuff. People enjoyed the options.
This is your fault, Amit. I only wanted to come in here because I wanted Joel to know that I think that he's doing a great job. That I was happy that he wasn't looking at the comments because people were being douchebags.
I've seen comments on my YouTube channel. People disgusting.
I know, but mostly I wanted to help him get his share goals with options. It's your fault that we talked about everything else that you knew would fire me up and you knew you would get a kick out of it. And so it's your fucking fault. I did not want to say that, but I'm not going to stray away from my beliefs because people will think less of me. I can give two shits what people think. I'm still going to make my content. It's going to be about options and stocks and whatever. And it is what it is. And there's a guy that says cringe, get this guy off. Arshad, you can suck my dick too, bitch. I don't give a fuck. All right, I challenge you to mutual combat. Haha, I bet you're gonna laugh at that.
That's the most funny inside joke ever. Gabe, ironically, because of your rant for the past hour, more people are going to follow your options channel because people want to follow people that are authentic. So Arshad also, Arshad is a friend of the chat. He's probably just joking, so it's okay, no big deal. First of all, Gabe's options channel is launching in September, I hope. So definitely you guys will have to make sure to follow him out because his advice is actually like when he breaks stuff down, especially in our Patreon calls, he like actually breaks it down in a way that I understand. I've watched a lot of option videos on YouTube. A lot of those guys are hard to understand. I think Gabe actually puts some personality into it and gets it going. So thank you. This was awesome. This is great. We'll probably have you two on again another time and we'll talk. Thank you for Chris was sleeping at 10:30. I woke him up to ask him about Snowflake earnings, and now he's been up for 2 hours. So
yeah, Joel. Anyway, if you ever change your mind or open to it, just hit me up. You know where to find me. I'm serious. I believe I can write covered calls in a way for you to add shares without getting your shares called away. I mean that. I really, really do, because I have a very good strategy. I'm telling you, don't take my word for it. Ask Amit, ask Nelson, ask anyone in the Discord. I know my shit, and again, there is no downside, Joel. There is no downside. There is only a risk of losing upside, meaning you have to sell your shares for less than what they are. But I'm telling you, even that is probably not going to happen because I know what I'm doing. So, with that said, thank you, Amit, for
technical analysis with Tesla. It's too volatile.
It's not. It's not too volatile, and it's very, very easy to read.
All right. We'll talk about it more. I'll be on the morning live stream, 9:20 Eastern. Thank you guys for joining for the past 2 hours. Appreciate it. Have a great night, everybody.